Hello beautiful people, it's Jay here and we're gonna be teaching you how to make a wreath for Christmas, and we're just gonna get right into it, okay? So what I'm doing is I am working with pine as for my Christmas screens, which I already have cut them in bits and pieces and littles. I may have to cut a little bit more, but we'll get to it when we do. I have some cotton balls, I do have some pine cones, and the branch itself came with some pine cones on its own too. Just to keep it more natural, we may use some of that too, just depending. We have this ring, it's a gold ring for sewing or charm making and whatnot. This is called vine wire. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut a few of them in advance. I don't know how much I need, I'm just gonna cut because I can always use them. Just cut like small wires that size. What I also usually start with is just a piece of branch. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna also group it a little bit, so just like add to this branch, just something like that. So there's a little bit more to it, that I'm not using so many of these to make a mess, because we want to make sure it's as clean as possible. We're going to use perhaps 3/4 of this, just a little bit more than half of it, so it's a little bit asymmetrical. But if you choose to go ahead and make it all full, absolutely go for it. Alrighty, so we'll just start wherever. I'm just going to kind of hold it with my other hand and use the vine wire. We'll go as tight as possible. And we literally just continue this. So it's already secured, and I'm gonna secure under so the other leaf that is on top can cover my mechanic, like that. And you can perhaps still see it, but as we go along, we will just continue to cover and make sure things are as clean as possible. I'm gonna do pretty much similar kind of a pile, like that. And I'm gonna go somewhere there and not use all the wreath, but I don't want to go half, because the half looks a little unattractive for me. But again, you do you. So I'm gonna go here, and this movement, it looks good to me and it looks good for what I want to achieve in my design. And what I usually do is I'll go really tight, and then with the wire you want to make sure that you are twisting, otherwise it won't be as secure. So this is our base, this is what it looks like. As you notice, I went some this direction and some this direction to have movement. You know, if we all go in one direction, it's still nice, but I feel like when we finish, you'll kind of get a sense of it if we kind of mix a little bit, some leaves going this way and some leaves going this way. And we have this, I have forgotten the name of it at the moment, but I will type it down on the video on the bottom, okay? So you know what it is. It's just like a nice, beautiful, like dark blue berries. I like it because it's kind of like natural, and it kind of like adds a nice look to it. You can use red berries, ilex, or even holly, like any other also red berries too, if you choose to. I will be using perhaps some cotton to add a little bit nice white to it, but I want to keep it darker as much as I can. Alrighty, so this is a nice shape already, which is awesome. We'll add a little bit of pine to it, just so mix it up a bit. So this is nice. This is a nice little pile. Kind of looks good to me. Yeah, so this is what it looks like for now. It's coming along, right? Like this is a nice shape and movement. I just remember I cut this up, the pine cones from this. It's a thicker branch. I have to think about it and see if it works for me to use in this. I really love pine cones. And if not, I'm gonna have to glue some of these rather than using this with the wire. And the thicker the branch is, the harder it is to like secure it. You just have to make sure there is enough wire to hold this so it doesn't fall off, okay? I like that. And that's kind of like a central of the wreath too. I'll just have to go in between these greenery to secure that stem. But yes, it looks super good, right? I love it. And again, honestly, you can find lots of these branches even fallen off the ground in the park. Just like grab them. Again, the parks, there's so many fallen pine cones on the ground. So what I can do is just gonna cut them shorter a bit because I feel like it's just too long. So So shirt like that. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go all the way in with my stems, just right there. It's kind of like right at the edge of the pine cones, and it's kind of like hidden under as well. So I have to secure it from the back. Yeah, it's good to me. And then if I choose to, I can cut that off later because if I think it's extra, but we'll see. We'll see at the very end, okay? I'm just gonna secure this, and I secured it in the back, which is awesome because it's not showing and it's covered at the back, right? But in the very front, you got a good clean look. So pretty much like the base and everything is done. So what I want to do is I want to bring a little bit of cotton in there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut some of these and then maybe just very few, maybe like 2 or 3 in there, okay? I think if you put one right there, it's a good move. I like to bring a little bit of whiteness there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna use the same wire to attach this, okay? And the good thing about the cotton is that it's dry, it's awesome, you can have it forever, so you can just kind of, after everything dies, hold on to that in the pine cones for next year. So that's good there. I think I wanna add maybe a couple there. And I always cut from the bottom of the stem in case I don't use some of the top ones, then I can still keep that as a stem rather than cut from the top and then make it look not so good. I actually don't mind kind of make it asymmetrical and have maybe a couple of cotton stems down there, okay? So let's just see. I don't want to make it too heavy on the bottom. I think I'm gonna do one. I may add maybe just one pine cone, a mini one. So let's see how we can play that off. So what I did was that I added a mini pine cone on the bottom there, and the cotton, I actually like it as is. I like it as clean and as simple as is. The good thing about pine is that it has lots of greens, so even if you kind of tie some of it, you can still have a whole bunch to kind of cover on top of the wire. And I think that's good as is. Comment below and let me know what you think, if you like it, and if you got anything out of it, if you would do it differently, let me know what you think. And if you do like it, do subscribe to our channel. Enjoy the rest of your day. Happy holidays, and stay tuned for our next video. Bye, you guys.